Today we're putting up a simple and sought-after product that you can do at home for a value-added product. We're making a zesty salsa. We're using a standardized recipe. If you have your own recipe, please be sure that you have it tested to make sure that the pH or acidity levels are correct. This will make sure that your product is safe and shelf stable. So what we're going to do, we've got our stock pot here. I'm going to put it on our heat. We've got some cored, peeled, and chopped and seeded tomatoes we're going to add in. We have some diced onion, some seeded and diced Anaheim peppers, and seeded and diced jalapeno peppers. Some minced garlic for a little bit of flavor. Some cilantro, fresh cilantro, a little bit of salt. Add in our vinegar and a dash of hot sauce. We're gonna mix all of this together and it's going to cook for 10 minutes. Now it's time to put our zesty salsa into the jars. So we've got our extra wide canning funnel that we're gonna use, and we'll just kind of scoop this out here. This funnel keeps the edges of our jars from getting real dirty, because a lot of times when people have problems with their jars and their lids sealing, it's because they didn't clean the rims of their products. So we're gonna fill those like this. And if you would, Brittany, while I'm doing this, take your towel, it's a little bit wet right here, and just kind of clean around the edge, just in case we got something. This salsa is gonna need about 1/4 inch of head space, so you can go ahead and measure that. You can also use this bubble popper, and you wanna go on the sides of the jar and just kind of move the product back a little bit. And just very slowly, you'll see those bubbles start to come to the top. Now we're going to put our 2-piece lids on our jars. So I'll ask you to please grab your little magnetic lid lifter and put it on the jars, and I will put the bands on. Fingertip tight. So you don't want it real tight. You want to give it room for some of that air to kind of get out and that gasket to seal. Okay, we're gonna put our zesty salsa in the water bath canner, and we're going to process these jars for 15 minutes. The processing time is very important, and it should not be adjusted. That needs to be followed exactly. And your water in here is not boiling. It's at a slight simmer. When you're putting these in the water bath canner, you want to go straight down and try not to tilt them so as not to get anything under that lid that might make it dirty again and cause it not to seal properly. So these process in the water bath canner for 15 minutes, no less. It could take up to a day, maybe even a little bit longer for it to seal completely. That's why you don't really need to mess with them a whole lot. Sometimes they'll pop because the product inside is really hot, so it'll suction and you'll hear that popping noise. Okay, so our 15 minutes processing time is up, and I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. We're just gonna use the inner basket that we have in here. So I've got my hot pads, I'm gonna bring them up slowly so the jars don't click together. Okay, we're gonna let these cool. See, I'm leaving a little space in between so they can have some airflow there. And once these are cool and dry, you definitely want to label and date them. And Store them in a cool, dry place, of course. A pantry is usually best. You know, using the vegetables that we use, the tomatoes, Louisiana garden commodity that a lot of us grow, the peppers are very easy to grow in Louisiana. It's just a really great product to produce here in Louisiana.